Hey y'all, it's March the 20th, 2017. I wanted to share a story with y'all today real quick. Just real quick. I got a story to share with y'all. My family, they came to visit me, and I live in a town about, I don't know, four to 5 miles or hours away. And they were coming to visit me. I had trouble. My phone was turned off, during this time when they were coming. And so I had to meet them. Or, I chose to meet them in a familiar place. We met at Dollar General, which is where I usually hang out. All right. And so while I was waiting there for them, like I usually do at Dollar General, I started picking up those girl magazines. Those magazines that girls like to read, or the magazines that are at the front of the line at Dollar General and Walmart and all your grocery stores and stuff, I started to read those magazines, and of course they're absurd. I'm going to make a video about where I just go through one of these magazines and the absolute smut that's in the magazines, and it is dirty, disgusting smut. Alright, so I was reading this magazine. I was just skimming through the headlines. I can't tell you which magazine it was, but I was reading one of the magazines, and it was talking about that lady, that actress who played Precious, in that movie Precious. Quite an alarming message that movie was sending. That movie Precious, that big girl, well, the article was talking about her, and it was saying this, it was kind of interviewing her, and she said, well, she loves her body now. That was the headline and stuff. I didn't read too far into it because I had things to do. I was getting ready to meet my family and stuff. But you see the girl from Precious, and she was quoted as saying that she loves her body now. And then you look at her body, and it's the same as it ever was. So she just realized how to love it. All right, she never loved it before, but she loves it now. All right, and she's still all blowed up. This is a very blowed up individual. We're not trying to hate on her. We're not trying to take jobs away from her and stuff. Here's the thing: she's all blowed up. She's still all blowed up. And it's already been well established that it's very interesting how people are like proclaiming this to be a good thing or just supporting this in any way. It's actually all messed up. Alright, because these people, they tend to have terrible health problems and die soon. Alright, so I was reading that magazine. My family did come, and they met me at Dollar General, and I got to holler at him for a couple days. I only saw my brother for the first day because he had to leave early. Right. My older brother, he came to visit me, but he had to leave early. He had to leave a day in advance because he had to go to a funeral. He had to attend a funeral. All right. Come to find out is the funeral of his friend Micah, and who I used to know, like I knew who he was. All right, from way back when my older brother was in high school and stuff. I knew who Micah was. Alright, this dude, and we're not being harsh really, we're just stating the facts. This dude right here, he's like the male version of Precious. I mean, maybe a little bit less bad off, but from what I understand, he got even worse off after, I had lost eyesight of him. Alright, so he became even worse off. And he was already substantially obese. Alright, it was his funeral, and the thing is, I was asking my older brother, I like to give situations the benefit of the doubt. Alright, so I asked him, I said, how is it that Micah died? Knowing full well what the answer would be. The answer was congestive heart failure. Yeah, that's how he died. I already knew the answer before I asked my older brother. How is it that I knew the answer? right? People dying off of congestive heart failure into their early and mid 30s. That might not be a good thing. See, I bring all that up to explain what I mean when I say, because I know a lot of people might misinterpret, but what I mean when I say zero tolerance. I personally don't have no tolerance. In fact, in Christianity, really, there's no tolerance. You don't allow for tolerance. Not in the way that the Catholic Church would have you believe and stuff like that. It's just, what I'm saying is, alright, see, I know this kind of obesity, what that is a warning sign. It's your body telling you that you're killing yourself. And so it blows up it basically becomes inflamed, your body. Because it's all messed up and it's trying to tell you, hey, you need to stop living how you're living and live a different way. Alright, so me being what you would call the Christian that I am, alright, I would look at that and I would say, hey, you don't want to be looking like that. You don't want to be doing that because that's bad for you, alright? And I'm not going to stop saying it's bad for you. I'm just not going to stop because you're going to keep dying. Right? Meanwhile, these articles in these magazines talking about, oh, I love myself. I love how this is. I love this lifestyle. Well, good for you. You need to keep that to yourself, because now what you're trying to do is influence, especially the children. I mean, these magazines are written on a children level basis. Children can easily understand these magazines. So what you're doing is you're influencing them to live in what's quite obviously a death style. Alright, where, you know, they die off early and they have all sort of health problems. You tell them, just love yourself, just keep eating stuff, eating all the kind of stuff you want, and just taking all sort of drugs and feeling good. Not to say that everybody takes drugs, but drugs is everything, and that's a whole different other video. Alright, but see, there's zero tolerance. That's what I mean when I say there's zero tolerance, because I won't tolerate obesity in my own body like that. I mean, that's obviously a warning sign. I don't want my children and children who I know tell them, oh yeah, that's perfectly normal. You do what you do. That's good. No, it's not good. You're gonna die early, right? And it goes for all sort of things, man. And that's the thing about it. I could talk to anybody. I have talked to anybody a lot in my lifetime. It's not a situation of whether or not I won't talk to them and listen to them and hear about their perspectives. The thing is, I have zero tolerance, though. All right, you're not going to tell me that your ways are all good, because the thing is, there's a book out there that tells you that those ways are not good, and it tells me that the ways that I'm doing are not good, and how I can fix them up, how I can shine them up. This here book. Right? And so in that regard, I have zero tolerance. You know, I don't want people in my family to grow up in the exact opposite way that this here book says. However, if you're my neighbor and stuff, you live over there, you can do what you want to do and stuff. I'm not never going to try to stop you. In fact, I'll try to talk to you and understand what's going on in your life and how that might affect my life. Right? People out in the workplace, do what you want, be as Muslim as you want. I don't know. But what I have to say is that, you know, I'm not necessarily going to invite you to live in my home. Alright? And if that gives people nightmares, you know, I say that when I say no, zero tolerance, not any tolerance. You know, and, you know, you don't want to debate me at that particular point. Well, that doesn't make any sense, alright? I'm not out here trying to attack people and tackle people in the street. Alright, we're doing what they do. I want to just talk to y'all and stuff. You gotta talk to me. But, you know, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I would like it if you did talk to me. Anyways, this is March the 20th, 2017. You might not want to be fatally obese.